For decades, economists and financial research institutions have attempted to answer a seemingly simple question: how is personal wealth actually formed? Not through intuition, not through anecdotal advice, but through data, models, and the recorded history of human behavior. This video examines the foundations of wealth accumulation, principles that have been documented and reinforced for more than 2 centuries. And welcome to A Kid's Dream. We compile knowledge and research to help you improve financial literacy. Note that this is not a get-rich video. The content presented here is a synthesis of information from multiple research sources. Viewers should assess how relevant these insights are to their own circumstances. If any data requires clarification or correction, please feel free to leave a comment below. Now, let's begin. The history of personal finance can be traced back to the foundational descriptions in Adam Smith's The Wealth of Nations, published in 1776, and extends through the quantitative analyses of the 20th and 21st centuries. When viewed together, these materials reveal a consistent pattern. Personal wealth is formed through 4 consecutive stages. The first stage, and the most essential foundation of the entire model, is known as the capital accumulation stage. Although the idea sounds simple, it forms the theoretical backbone of modern personal finance, which is the gap between income and spending and the ability to reinvest the resulting surplus. In classical economics, this surplus was viewed as the engine of growth, both at the national level and the individual level. Over time, modern quantitative models expanded this framework. Notably, Jeremy Siegel's research in stocks for the long run demonstrates that U.S. equities have delivered real returns of approximately 6 to 7% per year for more than a century. In this context, compound growth is not merely a mathematical concept, it is the core of the accumulation stage. Data from Vanguard's How America Saves 2025 report, based on more than 5 million retirement accounts, shows that automatic contributions combined with consistent long-term investing significantly increase total asset growth, even among moderate-income households. In Australia, the superannuation system operates under a similar principle. According to the Australian Prudential Regulation Authority, workers who contribute steadily at a rate of 9 to 10% annually tend to achieve substantially higher retirement balances than those with irregular savings patterns. One notable case documented in the book The Millionaire Next Door describes hundreds of ordinary American households, such as teachers, technicians, service workers, who accumulated more than $1 million by adhering to the accumulation process, spending less than they earned and investing consistently for 20 to 30 years. This is not financial advice, but statistical evidence derived from real-world surveys. Stage 1 is therefore not a commentary on individual behavior, but an observation that across economic systems, capital accumulation consistently emerges as the starting point of wealth formation. However, when the data is examined more closely, an unexpected pattern appears. Even individuals who accumulate capital steadily often fail to maintain long-term wealth growth. Not because the model is flawed, but because human behavior is. Stage 2. The psychology of wealth. Building wealth through behavioral and psychological models. Since the late 20th century, behavioral economics has shown that people do not make financial decisions rationally. Daniel Kahneman and Amos Zabriskie identified the phenomenon of loss aversion, the tendency for losses to feel roughly twice as painful as equivalent gains feel rewarding. Their research suggests that individuals are often irrational when making financial decisions, easily driven by fear, emotions, and misjudged risks. This creates one of the most significant bottlenecks in the process of wealth accumulation: short-term decisions influenced by emotional reactions. One of the most notable quantitative studies is Barber and Audien's 2000 paper, which analyzed more than 66,000 U.S. brokerage accounts over a 7-year period. Their findings showed that the most frequent traders underperformed the least active traders by as much as 6.5% annually, a difference large enough to wipe out most of the long-term benefits of compound growth. In 2020, as the COVID-19 pandemic triggered sharp market declines, Hundreds of thousands of Australians withdrew money from their superannuation funds through the early release program. Yet data from the Australian Prudential Regulation Authority shows that the market rebounded almost entirely within just a few months. As a result, many retirement accounts lost an estimated 18 to 25% of their long-term growth potential, simply because decisions were made out of fear. When these studies are viewed together, the picture becomes clearer. While human behavior is difficult to control, financial systems can be designed to minimize errors. In other words, wealth is shaped not only by intelligence, but also by financial-emotional discipline. That is the ability to delay gratification, stay consistent, and avoid emotional decision-making. The third stage of the wealth-building model is systemization. Modern frameworks, from Dave Ramsey to Ray Dalio, describe personal finance as a structured progression, establishing safety, managing debt, investing consistently, and ultimately creating passive income streams. Analysis from the Financial Health Network between 2018 and 2022, based on more than 10,000 U.S. households, shows that individuals who automate their finances, such as automated saving or investing, are 3 times more likely to achieve financial stability than those who do not. Long-term data presented in The Millionaire Next Door indicates that most self-made millionaires in the United States do not come from high-income backgrounds. Many are middle-class or blue-collar workers who consistently contribute to their retirement accounts, manage their spending, and follow a disciplined financial system. The data suggests that behavior and systems have a greater impact than nominal income alone. Once the foundation is established, and once behavior is supported by systems designed to minimize emotional errors, the modern model of wealth accumulation moves into a completely different stage. A stage that relies not only on capital or savings, but on the ability to scale value through knowledge, technology, and unconventional forms of leverage. Stage 4, the final stage of wealth building. Once the foundation of accumulation, behavior, and systems has been established, the model of wealth formation moves into its 4th stage. A phase where growth no longer depends solely on capital or time, but on the ability to scale value. According to Naval Ravikant, the rise of the knowledge economy and creator economy has introduced for modern forms of leverage: labor, capital, code, and media. Unlike previous centuries, these levers share one defining characteristic: the ability to scale almost infinitely. Code can run 24 hours a day. A video can be watched millions of times without requiring additional effort. Technology enables value to be distributed widely at an almost zero marginal cost. One prominent example from Australia is Canva, the online design platform co-founded by Melanie Perkins in 2012. Starting as a simple educational tool, Canva has leveraged technology and a digital distribution model to expand to over 190 countries. As of 2024, Canva is valued at approximately $26 billion, according to the Financial Review. This is a clear demonstration of the power of software and the virtually unlimited scalability of digital products. Another example comes from the United States is the rise of YouTube creators. According to CNBC Make It, many individual channels, often starting from a bedroom or small workspace, have generated millions of dollars annually through ads, sponsorships, and digital products. This is a real-world example of media leverage. A single piece of content can continue generating value for years, independent of the creator's time. The Forbes Global Wealth Report 2023 notes that roughly 75% of newly created billionaires in the past decade come from technology, SaaS, digital products, and online media, not from traditional asset-based industries. The growth of the creator economy, tech startups, freelancers, and independent investors illustrates the impact of knowledge leverage. The common thread among them is not the amount of capital they started with, but their ability to use unconventional forms of leverage to scale value. When the 4 stages are combined, a consistent model emerges. Personal wealth is built through accumulation, sustained through behavioral discipline, strengthened by systems, and accelerated through knowledge and technology. These are not isolated theories, but patterns that recur repeatedly across historical data and real-world cases. Over long-term observation, one conclusion becomes clear. Personal wealth is not the result of random chance, but the outcome of interconnected economic, psychological, and technological structures working together. And today, the question is no longer simply how do people become wealthy, but rather a broader one. As technology continues to evolve, how will these four stages transform in the decade ahead? More analyses on economics and finance will continue to be published. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe to A Kid's Dream for updates on new content. Thank you for watching.